I'm sure if you've been on TikTok, you might have seen it if you're in like the crafty field on TikTok. This is my favorite one out of the designs for these, but that's really bad for you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Ashlyn, and I'm the owner of Rainstorm Joy, and today we are going to work together, or you're gonna watch me work, you know how it is. Today we are going to be working on making some notepads, which is a little different than our usual makes because I'm usually sewing because that's the main majority of my business, but I'm trying to add other things into it because although I do enjoy sewing and I do enjoy being able to make so many different things with sewing, sometimes I just want to be able to do other things that don't require me to sew, especially because sewing can take such a long time sometimes. Not that this other stuff doesn't take long, but it's different. Today we're going to be working on notepads, and I make them from home because everything is still handmade currently. I am thinking about maybe outsourcing these depending on how well they go. I have already taken these to my markets and they have sold out, but I only took one of each design, so now I need to see if people are going to continue to want them. I made 4 of each design, 2 to take to my markets and 2 to take to the store area that I have going on. So anyways, so first I'm going to continue to see if people like these, and if they do, then I think I'm going to outsource them, simply because the cutter that I have, which is this cutter, is not cut out to cut all of this paper. And I don't really enjoy having to go back over it a few times or to cut it and then go back to get off like these black lines, if you can see. So if I get it professionally made, then I won't have to worry about that, hopefully, obviously. And also I could get a new cutter. I just don't know if this is something that's going to stay in my business, so I don't want to put, you know, a pretty dime on that if I'm not going to continue to do it. So right now I'm just going to continue to hand make them, see if they continue to sell, and then I might outsource them or get a new cutter, but I don't know. I'll probably just outsource them depending on how much it costs. Anyway, that's what we're doing today. Before we get started, I don't know if you can tell the situation going on with this little shelf thing, but it's supposed to be like back there. If you can tell, it's leaning forward. There's too much going on right there. So I'm gonna have to upgrade that shelf, which is flimsy, which I know is not like sturdy, I know that. But I'm gonna have to get like another one of these or something to put right there. Like replace that with another one of these. I'll just get another small one. Look at all this, I have so much fabric. That pile of fabric that you just saw are like quilts and pillowcases that I need to cut into, you know, like secondhand quilts and pillowcases that I need to get into eventually, and we will eventually. I need to stop collecting them. I literally just bought another one yesterday, I think, or the day before. And I didn't need to, but I did. I will make them into something. I will. I don't know when, but I will someday. Let's just go ahead and get into this though, because I do have a market this Saturday, and this is not the only thing that I need to do. I need to restock my pen holders, restock my Bible sleeves, and restock some pencil pouches. So there's a lot to do. Today is Monday, so let's get started. These are the ones that I have done so far. This is my favorite one out of the designs for these sermon notepads that I have, but these are the ones that I have so far. I have another design that's similar to this one. This one was supposed to come out lighter when it printed, but it didn't, so it kind of looks similar to the other design, which is so sad because I like the lighter color better, but it is what it is. People still bought it, so they still like it. So anyways, so I just have these. I do 50 sheets of each one, so if you can imagine, that takes such a long time to cut, especially with this cutter that I showed y'all, because it's not meant to do stuff like this. Like bulk papers and stuff like that. I don't want it to take forever because it is 50 pages individually and then just 25 for like, because I do 2 on 1 paper. But anyways, that's a lot to cut, so I try to do more than 1 page at a time. But because this is not a heavy duty cutter, it like moves the paper and stuff like that while I'm cutting, so that's why I have to go back and then recut certain papers because they might still have a black line on it. And I put the black line around the corners just so I know where the design begins and ends. So that's why it has the black line, so that takes forever. And then I have this entire stack of more sermon notes to cut out right here and right here. Another reason why I don't like cutting them out myself, so if people do continue to like these and purchase them, then I might outsource it or get a better cutter, is because when I cut it, like, because I have to go back and recut it to get off the black, and because it moves when I cut it, some of these papers are not the same size. So when you try to glue it all together to make it like an actual notepad, it's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's just not lining up as best as it could. And you could take this back to a cutter and cut it where it is nice and lined up, but again, my cutter will not be able to handle that. So it's just gonna stay not the same size and looking kind of wonky. If I can like give you an example, that's kind of what it will look like if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm trying to focus it, but I don't know. But anyways, point being, if people continue to like these, I'm probably just gonna get a better cutter or get them outsourced, depending on the price it costs to get them outsourced, if it's even worth it. But they're cute though. I really like them, and I'm glad that other people like them, and they sold pretty well, like I said, and they're so cute. But let me show you the different ones that I have. So I have this one. This one is called like Queen Poppy, I think. This one is called Flow. So this is the Flow sermon notes, if you can see that. I don't know if it's too bright. And then we have one more, and this one is called Through the Meadow. So I have 3 different designs for my sermon notes, and then I have 2 other notepads that are just like regular notepads. One is Jesus Loves Me, This I Know, and then the other one is like a milk and honey type design. But those ones have not been purchased yet at my market. I only have 1 of each, and nobody's bought those yet, so that's why I'm not making them again right now, because I don't know if people like them or not, because they haven't been purchased yet. But people have bought these, and that's why I'm making more. But that's what all the designs look like, and as you saw, I have so much more to cut. So let's get back into that. Let me know which one is your favorite. So once again, this one is the Queen Poppy. This is Flow. And then Through the Meadow. Let me know which is your favorite. Why I put myself through this, because I am not enjoying this, because this cutter is giving me some issues. It's not the best cutter for this, I'm telling you. This is like for smaller projects, for hobby projects, and I know it's not like an industrial cutter, like I know, but anyways, because I'm trying to cut the sides of these, and then sometimes it's not cutting, it's literally just like the cutting part is like moving to the side, and then the paper is just getting stuck underneath, and it's not even cutting off. So I have to keep going like this over and over again until it actually decides to work. And then, like I said, I have to go back over it just to get the black lines off. It's not a good time, and there were so many of these, but it's okay. I was like, while I was printing this, I was like, why am I doing this? I should just get them manufactured. But then I was like, but I just bought this paper, so I want to use it, and I almost used all of it. Let me show you how much paper I have left. So this entire bag was full, and I only have that much left. So I was like, I just bought this paper, and this paper is like a little bit more expensive than regular copy paper, so I was like, I'm gonna use it because I just bought it, so I'm using it. But like I said, like I keep saying, the theme of this video is, if this continues to sell, I'll just get somebody else to do it for me or get a better cutter. But probably somebody else to do it for me, because I just like, I want it to be as good as it can be. And even when it is cut well, I have to go like this, you know, to make it nice and even all around. And for some reason I struggle with doing that too because some of the paper just like gets stuck down here, so it's a little further out like this. Not as obvious as this, but it's like this, and then I can go like that. It is still just like this. I'm like, darn it. But anyway, this is not supposed to be a stressful task. I'm not stressed, it's just, it's very time consuming. And here I said I wanted to do something else that wasn't as time consuming as sewing. It's okay, it's okay. And also, if my neck is red, excuse it, I don't know what is going on, but it is just itchy. So if it's red, pay no mind. You probably didn't even pay attention until I just pointed it out, or maybe you did, I don't know. Either way, regardless guys, I'm gonna keep cutting now. Again, because I guess that's what we're doing in this video. Cutting. I think what I'm going to do is just make one of each of these, because I was also making a short form video. So I think I'm just going to make one of each of these and like finish the entire process of it, and then do the rest behind the scenes, because if I were to cut all these papers right now, it would literally take me like all day. And that's just not necessary for right now, because like I said, I have other things that I need to prep for this market. I have my pin holders already cut and ready to go. I just need to sew them, and that doesn't really take that long, but there are like 39 or something like that of them to do, because I sold a good bit of them at my last 2 markets, and then I took the remaining of them to the store, so I literally don't have any at all for my markets this week. So I'm just gonna make one of each. So I'm about done. Well, no, I'm not. I'm close to almost being about done cutting this one. And then we'll move on to the next step. Although this does take some time, like I've been saying, I think I made it where I can go like a little bit quicker with what I have to work with. So what I do is I take like a small stack of papers, and then I just cut around all the edges to get the black lines off the best that I can. And then I set them aside to go into like a pile like this. And then I go through it to see if I need to recut any of the papers, and if I don't, then I put it to the side because those are good and ready to go. And then if I do, I put them over here so I can recut them, and then I cut off the black lines that I missed the first time, and then it's done. And that might seem like it takes like a long time because I have to cut and then recut, but with what I'm working with, I think that's like a better way, because how I was in it before was like I was cutting like a stack, and then I would look through that stack to see if I have any black lines, and then I'd cut those black lines off, and then I would get another stack and do the same thing, instead of doing it where I do it all at one time. Like I cut the stacks, put it to the side, and then I look through it for the black lines. Because these are already cut and ready to go, I'm just getting off the black lines that I missed the first time. And I feel like it made it go a little bit faster, so we're just gonna say that it does, because it makes it feel like it's not as tedious and as long. So I'm almost done with these, and then we can move on to the next step, which would be to cut the chipboard. And the chipboard is just like a kind of like a thicker paper, or kind of like a cardboard type paper that you put on the back to give it something to hold all these papers together. And I need to cut those to the paper size, and then I'm going to stack all the papers together as neatly as I can. And then I'm just going to take some glue and then glue the top, like the pieces together. So I'm going to take the paper like this, and then I'm just going to put some glue right there, and that's what makes it stick together. And then once it dries, I'm going to do another coat, and then I'm going to take off the clips, because I put clips on it to hold it together. So after the second coat, I'm going to take off the clips to see if I'm going to do like give it a little shake test, and then go like this, and if it stays together, then it's good to go. And if it doesn't, if it comes apart, then I'll put like another coat of glue, but 2 is usually good for me. So those are the steps, and then we'll be done. Done now with cutting those, and they're ready to go. So they're all nice and stacked right there. And then look at all this paper that I have to recycle, so I'm gonna go recycle that. And this is the chipboard that I was talking about, so I'm gonna have to cut this down. How I do that is I just put it on my on my cutting board thing. What do you call this? My cutter for like what I use for fabric, and I get my rotary cutter that I don't use on fabric, but I use it for like other projects like this, and I just line up my big ruler on this and cut it like that. So that's what I'm gonna do to cut these to the right size. And then I take these clips. I actually need to get better clips. If I'm going to continue to do this, I need to get bigger clips, but I take what I use, what I have, and this is what I have. I take these tiny little clips and then I clip them together. So let's go ahead and do that. I have the chipboard all nice and cut out for each of them, but the first time that I cut it out I actually made it too small, so I had to go cut out another piece. But now it's cut out and it's ready to go. Now I'm just gonna go like this a few times on my table to hopefully line them up nice and neat, and then put those smiley face clips on them, and then put the glue on there. The glue that I use is just Mod Podge. This is the one that I have, the Mod Podge matte. It works for me. I know some people actually like to use like actual binding glue, and some people use Mod Podge or whatever else. The Mod Podge works for me. I'm a fan of using non-toxic things when I can. Mod Podge is water-based, so I'm not looking for like the toxic stuff, and that goes for like a lot of things that I use. And another new product that I actually incorporated into my markets are buttons. I don't have them with me right now. They're in my market supply box thing, and I don't have any made right now to show you, but I make buttons now, and I have sold a few, so those are really cute and fun. I'm sure if you've been on TikTok you might have seen it if you're in like the crafty field on TikTok. Buttons are going around, but I got one. I got a button maker and it is fun, so I'm enjoying it. But I put some embellishments or gems on my buttons, and I use gem tack because it's also non-toxic. I'm telling you, I'm a fan of non-toxic. I know some people use like E6000 or whatever, but that's really bad for you. So if you can find some non-toxic things that work just the same as the toxic things, then why are you using the toxic things, okay? Try to use non-toxic where you can, and these work just fine for me. And if they don't work, I'm sure there are some stronger ones that are still better for you than these really harmful ones. If the warnings say harmful vapors can irritate your eyes, your lungs, this and that, make sure you are in a well ventilated area, make sure you have your window open, make sure you're outside or whatever else it's telling you it's really bad for you. So try to make it not as bad for you. Might as well just make it not bad for you at all if you can, you know what I'm saying? So if I were you, I'd switch to these non-toxic things, and hopefully the labeling is actually truthful and they are actually non-toxic. So anyways, I'm just gonna use Mod Podge. It works just fine for me. After I had these clips on there and then I put the Mod Podge on there, I put another clip in the middle so it can actually get the paper nice and tight so that the glue can actually hold it all together. Now I'm just going to wait for these to dry, and I don't know how long that's going to take, maybe 30 minutes or less, I don't know. And then I'm going to do the second coat and then I'll take them off, and then I should be good to go. But it's starting to come together. And then another reason why I want to get the bigger clips is because these ones barely hold this. Like sometimes I have to like kind of squeeze it on there, and I don't like doing that because it can like scratch or tear apart my chipboard. And I'm not too concerned about the top piece of paper because I'm going to rip off the top piece of paper anyway, because I add just like 2 extra pieces of paper just in case I need to tear it off from where I do put the glue on it, because the glue can leave like some residue at the top, so I just tear off the top piece of paper. So I'm not too concerned with the top paper, but I don't like it when it affects my chipboard. So if I continue to make these, I will need to invest in some better clips that are a little bigger but can still get the job done. So anyways, so I'm going to just let these dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to do a second coat. I put 2 coats on them now of the Mod Podge, and now they are nice and dry. So now I'm going to take off my clips to see if it's on there, if it's all stuck together well or not. And I have to be careful about taking these off because, like I said earlier, they're kind of small and I don't want to mess it up. So I need some bigger ones. Nice. Okay, that one seems like it's good. It's good to go. So cute. I don't know what happened to this one, but the papers kind of went off of the, what's this called again? I forgot. This left my mind. I literally said it earlier. Chipboard. Thanks. Okay. So the paper like came off of the chipboard a little bit, and I don't know what happened there, so that looks weird. But we'll see if the paper is stuck together or not. Yay! Okay. Now they are done, and I'm just gonna like rip off like the first paper, or however many papers I need to rip off if the glue like went on other papers, but just the top paper should be fine. And these are done. Look how cute, and it came out pretty well. So now I just have like extras of these just all over the place though, so I guess I can stop making extra paper and just use the extra paper that I already have, so I don't have to keep getting extra paper. Yeah, so this is what this one looks like up close. So cute. Here's this one, which is like my favorite out of the options that I have right now, and this one. So make sure y'all let me know which one is your favorite. Once again, this one is Flow, Queen Poppy, and Through the Meadow. Let me know if you like any of these, and if you do, which is your favorite. So as I said at the beginning of this video, I'm just going to do 3 right now and then do the rest later. That way it's just not taking all day just to do one thing, so that way I can like wrap up the video but also get other things prepared for other things that I need to do personally. But I hope you all enjoyed this video and coming along with me to create these new products. And once again, let me know which one is your favorite. I appreciate you guys watching so much, and I'm so excited to add new things into the shop like this, to venture off to do other things outside of sewing, but at the same time I have so many other sewing projects in my mind. And like I said, and like I showed y'all, I have a lot of fabric that I actually need to dive into. So don't worry, we'll get back into this sewing at some other time, but we're also experimenting with other things. If you're interested to see my buttons and how those look, I can do that in a different video, but if you're interested, let me know so I know. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.